Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of The Greatest Showman. So these trailers got a lot of negativity on the internet upon debuting, and I feel like they've kind of still had some negativity around them. Even when the Golden Globe nominations were released, I feel like there was a lot of negativity in the online community circles. But regardless, I was pretty excited to see The Greatest Showman. It looked like a fun spectacle, good time at the movies. And that's pretty much exactly what it is, so I enjoyed myself. So I'm going to start off my positives by saying this movie had a goal, and I think it successfully completes that goal. It is a big, beautiful musical. It's fun, it doesn't get too deep, it's not requiring megawatt brain usage. It is just well-crafted, pretty entertainment at the cinema. Like so many older musicals, it's there to just transport you into this big, wonderful fantasy. And for most of the film, I was on board. So we're going to start off with the music because you can't have a great musical without great music. I loved the songs. For some people, it may be a little bit jarring that the songs do have a very contemporary feel to them, and this is set so far in the past, and it's a musical. But I thought they were catchy, I thought they were really well-written songs, they were well-composed, they were just fun to listen to. So I loved pretty much every single song in the film. And the choreography, amazing. They are such well-choreographed musical numbers. From the literal dancing choreography to the big trapeze swinging choreography to the wonderful alcohol choreography. They're slamming shot glasses down and sliding them across the bar in time and jumping over. It all just looked awesome. Again, it felt like an old school musical with meticulous detail to the musical numbers themselves. And the singing, for the most part, I think was really strong as well. The weakest singers were probably the child singers in the film. You could sometimes hear that little bit of reverb on the voices, but overall I think the singing was really well done. And the acting? Fantastic. Hugh Jackman was great in this role. I have to say, I love seeing actors just in love with the material they're doing and just seeing them eating it up on screen. And this was Hugh Jackman in his element. We all know behind that tough Wolverine exterior, his real love and passion are musicals. It's on the stage, it's Broadway, it's theater. And he was so good here. And I really hope one of these original songs gets the nomination for Best Original Song at the Oscars, so we can see Hugh Jackman performing in a big, extravagant, wonderful musical number at the Oscars. But Michelle Williams I thought was very good as well. She has a little bit of a smaller role, but I think she really delivers in that smaller role. Rebecca Ferguson was a little bit one note, but she pulled off what the character asked of her. Zac Efron was lovely, as was Zendaya. I actually thought Zendaya was fantastic here. So the acting across the board was really, really good. And then looking at cinematography, it is shot beautifully. And I'm just going to say the entire movie, top to bottom, beginning to end, is beautiful to look at. The costuming is wonderful. The set design was beautiful. The special effects were really well done. It was shot so creatively. The direction was really, really good. So it really is a big spectacle musical. And it does big spectacle musical very well. So what are the negatives when it comes to The Greatest Showman? Well, it does do big spectacle musical very, very well. And it delivered pretty much exactly what I wanted from this film, but don't expect some deep story. Don't expect a whole lot of actual development. Don't expect a whole lot of nitty-gritty. It stays surface level. We get just a tinge of drama here, just a tinge of reality there, but this true story is very Hollywood. So we take these big leaps in time and we don't really get any development on the characters amongst that time. We're moving along so quickly that the relationships form and fall very quickly. Big life decisions are made in one conversation. So it never has real development, and the script outside of the music writing is not all that strong. And I also will say, I don't know that a film of this sort was the venue, but we really need a more dark Barnum and Bailey story, or Ring Think Brothers, honestly. That focuses in really on what's happening. We had sort of that with like Water for Elephants was a little bit darker. But I have to say, I was caught up in these big beautiful numbers. I was really like letting myself get swept up and caught up in the fantasy of it all. And then as soon as an elephant came on screen, I instantly was snapped back out and was like, oh, yes, no. This wasn't this fantastic, great time for everyone, and even for the people performing. Sometimes it was, and sometimes not as great. They do a little bit better of a job depicting it for the humans, but we don't even touch. We don't even come near any animal rights issues. Again, it would have really ruined the fantasy of what they were going for, but it's really hard to let yourself fully get swept up when you have a big reminder right in your face of the horrible practices that the circus industry did with all of its animals. We saw lions jumping through hoops, the horses dancing, the elephants, and it's really hard to accept a fantasy knowing what was really happening. So overall, if you're a fan of musicals, I think you need to pay full price to see The Greatest Showman. It deserves to be seen on the big screen. I think if you're a fan of musicals in general, you are just going to love this movie. Otherwise, if you're interested from the previews, I think you should give this a full price ticket. It delivers on what it promises very well. And it's so beautiful and so grand and so epic that it does need to be experienced on the big screen. But when grading actual overall quality of film, but when taking in consideration of the script and the lack of depth, I would give overall quality of film a matinee. So that is my review of The Greatest Showman. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below, and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see The Greatest Showman, or have you already seen it? If you have, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!